I know it's late, but I was really busy today. So I figured I'm gonna start this new thing. We'll see how it goes. I don't know why that looks so close to me. So I mean, most everybody knows that I've been doing Lyft lately. Money's actually pretty good. So I figured I would do story time with my Lyft stories. And at the same time, I'm going to be doing my pharmacy makeup so that everybody can see my pharmacy stuff. And hopefully, my phone doesn't die. And you can listen to my Lyft stories. So, I am going to be putting it on my YouTube channel. So, I hope everybody would subscribe to my YouTube channel because if I can't get on here, I can do it on YouTube too. So, I'm going to do my moisturizer first and then I'll get started with the makeup. So I've been doing the Lyft, and I do it. I'm already up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting Eric and Russ off to work. So I figured, why don't I go out? And I can't do certain things because my back is so bad. So sitting in a car and driving, it still bothers my back, but not as bad. So I started doing Lyft, and I've been doing it probably about a month. I've met some amazing people that I've spoken to. Some people get in the car and they speak. Some people don't speak. Some people don't want to, hear anything. They just want to get to point A to point B, which is fine. So if anybody's messaging, I don't have my glasses on, so I cannot see. But thanks for coming in and watching. Um, so the first week I started out, I was a little nervous because, I gotta have people in my car. Um, they're strangers. I don't want to get killed. So I gave my location to my kids, which they generally have it anyways. Um, so I started out and I'm in the immediate area. And the first couple weeks, I picked up picked up people. They were really nice and they were talkative and, it was really good. So I'm up by the airport because you pick up by the airport, and I was coming back home, and in Perth Amboy, I picked up a gentleman, and he was going to Delaware. I'm like, oh wow, I gotta go to Delaware. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll go to Delaware. So I pick him up, and he proceeds to tell me that he wanted to go to the liquor store. I'm like, okay, there's one down the street, we'll go there. No, 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 it needs to be a Indian liquor store. I'm like, oh, okay. So he proceeds to get the address so I can take him over there. Now, I'm new, so I didn't know that he was supposed to add a stop. So he's like, I'll give you cash and we'll go to the liquor store. I'm like, okay. So we go over to Island and we go to the liquor store and he gets his liquor. And I'm like, you can't drink that in my car. And he's like, yeah, 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 I know. I'm going to my brother's in Delaware, so I'm just bringing this with me. And I'm like, okay. I said, I wasn't going to have no drinking in my car. And he's like, no, 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 that's fine. So he says, I'll pay you for the extra time that it took us to go here. So then we get on the road. It's about an hour and a half drive that it says on my GPS. Now he's in my back seat and he starts listening to, I guess, an Indian movie or show. I don't know what it was, but it was loud as hell. I was like, dude, I can't even hear. So he proceeded to watch his show. I don't know what it was saying. I got to get those translation earbuds so that I can hear and I can understand what the people are saying in a different language. And then, I can find out if they're like talking crap about me, or how bad my driving is. So this is a blush I'm using on my eyes. So I proceed to take him down there, and we get there, and he gets all his stuff. Now, he put the liquor in the back with his bag of stuff that he had that he was, I guess, bringing down to his brother's for him to stay there. And I'm assuming that he grabbed the box of liquor. You're in the back in the trunk. All your stuff is there. How do you not grab all your stuff? So I go and I get gas at the gas station, and nothing comes through on the message. I don't get a phone call or anything like that. So I don't know that he didn't take the liquor out of the back of my car. Now, we went out of our way to go get this liquor because he had to have it from this store. So I'm assuming he took it with him. Well, he didn't. I get 40 miles. Not that I had time to get gas. I get 40 miles away and I get a message. Oh, I left the liquor in your car. Can you, bring it back to me? I'll give you money to bring it back. Now, he had already given me $40 for taking him to the liquor store. And then I got paid, I think it was like $90 from Lyft. So I was like, okay. I'm like, and then they're telling me that I have to bring it back. If I can't bring it back, then I can ship it. I'm like, I am not shipping a box of liquor. So I was 40 miles away. I turn around and I drive the 40 miles back. And then I pull up and there's like a whole group of them standing outside. And I'm like, is anybody get the crap out of my car? I'm not getting out. So they finally come over and be like, oh, yeah, I'll get out. So they get it out of my car. And he gives me another, I think he gave me another $20. And I was like, okay. So that whole trip with him forgetting the stuff in the back of my car, I ended up getting probably, I don't know, it was like $150 just for that one trip. So I was like, well, I can actually do this and, actually make decent money. So that was like one of the first weeks that I started doing it. And when I told Eric, he was like, oh my Lord. And I was just dumbfounded that this guy had to go to this liquor store. I was like, whatever suits your fancy. I'm just driving. So that was one of my first episodes doing Lyft. So then, everything else was going good. I had a couple, normal rides. Nothing, spectacular. So then I'm doing it up in the airport area, and it brought me to the Sea Caucus area. And I ended up getting, it said when I went on the app, it said it was going to be a gentleman. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. And I was picking him up at the Red Roof Inn up in Sea Caucus. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm waiting there for somebody to come out. Next thing I know, this woman gets in my car. I'm like, all right. And she's going to Randolph, New Jersey. I'm like, all right. So I start driving down the road. It's probably 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I can't see. Yeah, Sea Caucus, right, Brenda? So I go, I pick her up at the Red Roof. Now, I'm assuming that this was, I want to say, a ride of shame instead of a walk of shame because she wasn't walking. She only walked to my car. So I'm saying it was a ride of shame. So she gets in the back of my car and, she proceeds to say that she's going to Randolph. And I said, yeah, I have the address. I said, we'll be there in about 45 minutes. So now I'm assuming that the guy that ordered the Lyft for her was whoever she hooked up with that night. But the guy didn't even walk her out to my car. I'm like, how do you not walk her to my car? I mean, I could have been a dude and I could have been mass murder or something like that. And, not to mention, you just hung out with this girl all night and, did the deed and everything, I'm assuming. But not only did you take her to a Red Roof, which is like a step up from a Motel 8 or 6 or Motel 6, whatever that is. I've never been to those. but you didn't even splurge and like take her to even a Howard Johnson's or, you know, I don't know, a Marriott or something other than a Red Roof. I mean, who like goes and stays at a Red Roof? I mean, I don't know. So she gets in the back of the car and we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden she's like sleeping, head slumped, like literally head slumped over in my back seat. I'm looking back and I'm like, is she still alive? Because she wasn't making any noise. She wasn't even, you know, her phone was ringing and ringing and ringing. I guess somebody looking to see like why she wasn't home. And I'm like, oh my God, I got a dead chick in the back of my car. So if I was anybody else, I mean, she could have been like, I don't know, something could have happened to her, you know, because she was like incoherent, like the whole entire ride to Randolph, New Jersey. I had to like wake her up when we arrived at her house. She didn't even like wake up. I'm like, excuse me, we're at the stop, you know, and I was just like, oh my Lord. So I, she finally wakes up. I did something bad. I did snap a picture of her while she was passed out in my car. But she was passed out in my car. It's not like I did anything bad. I did snap a picture. I still have it on my phone because I was like, oh my Lord, this is the walk of shame. This is the ride of shame. So she ended up, I got her home safely. Her phone was going off the entire time. So I'm assuming somebody was looking for her. And so I dropped her off. But I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I guess people still do one night hookups. I mean, I don't know. I've been with Eric for over 25 years. So, yeah, so she, and when I was looking at his picture, because it shows you a picture of people that you're picking up most of the time. Sometimes there isn't a picture, which I like the fact that they do have a picture because then I know who's getting in my car before they get in my car. And when it wasn't a dude getting in my car and it was a chick, I mean, I don't care, but at least he paid for her ride home. At least he could do. He only splurged for a Red Roof. So, um, I tell you though, there are a lot of people that call a Lyft for booty calls and whatnot. So I guess all that stuff still goes on. I don't know, but I was like, this dude only got her a Red Roof. I'm like, I would, as soon as I seen where he was taking me, I would have been like, nope, nope, no, we need to go someplace a little better. I'm better than a Red Roof Quality Inn. So, I mean, at least take me to a Marriott. You know, not even, you can take me to a Hyatt. What do they got? What is it? It starts with a C, Comfort Suites. Even that, you know, at least I could get a free breakfast in the morning before I'm leaving. Um, but yeah, mm, that's crazy. It really is the way. I mean, I feel bad for my kids. They got a date in this day and age, and it's just, I don't know. But if anybody sees anything that I'm using that they want to, you know, ask me about, just send me a message, and I can let you know how to order it on my site. And if you ever have any questions or you're looking for something different, just let me know. And I'm always quick to answer my messenger, and I can help you out with anything. I can color match you and whatnot. But I'm gonna start trying to do like these little series with all my little story times for my Lyft experiences. I have already a bunch of them written down because my memory's crap and I'll forget them. And then I figure we'll just sit here, do some Lyft and some makeup, and we'll have some Lyft story time, and it'll be fun. I like I was telling the kids that I think her name is Bailey something or other, and she tells all the stories about the people that do, bad murders and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but I figure you can listen to all my Lyft stories, which I think are better than, listening to somebody that murdered their family or murdered, serial killers. I mean, which they are interesting. I watch Criminal Minds all the time, and I think they're very interesting, but I have the attention span of a gnat, so I'd probably get sidetracked. But yeah, I think my Lyft stories will be interesting. That was one of my first encounters with something like that, and I thought it was quite interesting. But yeah, picked her up at a red roof, dropped her off. She had a nice house too, so I don't know if it was her house or, her parents' house. I mean, she wasn't like terribly old, but yeah. So thanks, Brenda. But yeah, so that's one of my stories. I will have a few more. And if you see anything that I was using, any products or anything, let me know, and I can give you the information on that. But yeah, so that's story number one on Lyft, and I'll have some more. So stay tuned, and like I said, it will be on my YouTube channel. So if you don't have the subscription to my YouTube, then get it, because there's going to be some interesting information put out there. So thanks, Brenda. It's that the creamy lipstick. It's that the brown one. I think it says, I know it says see-through. It's this one. I absolutely love this one. I like my browns and my reds. So thanks for watching. If anybody shares this at the end of the week, well, this is the end of the week, but the end of next week, I'll put everybody into a drawing that has shared it out, or sprinkled. They like to say sprinkle. And you'll be entered into a drawing for a full-size product. All right. So everybody have a great night. I am going to skedaddle into bed because I have to be up I'm sleeping in. I'm going to sleep in until 5 because I have a volleyball tournament with Ashley tomorrow. So you'll probably see me go live with that stuff tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.